All right, hey, this is Act 2 of the podcast. We're getting right back into it. If you missed Act 1, go back and listen to that thing. Otherwise, this isn't going to make any sense. Okay, see ya. David says, not bad for an old man. Rebecca says, this is some wholesome shit. Yoda World says he's got a winning attitude for sure. Bob says, of course, EZ will make fun of him. He's a vet. Nah, come on now. What's there to make fun of? Sophie fell, West Michigan Whitecaps. Okay, yeah, we got it. Since in honor of that amazing moment, the guy almost fell. That reminds me of a fantastically horrible moment. Megan says, is this damage control because of the veteran military controversy? No. Just no. Just let me do my show. Shush. There was a moment back in the day at the Whitecaps ballpark. And we were all there from the radio show. And the guy who runs the team at the time was this dude named Mickey Graham. And we go, hey, Mickey, let us throw out the first pitch or some shit. And he goes, no, you can't. Sophie is going to do it. And we go, what are you talking about? Yeah, Sophie's going to do it. We go, who the fuck is Sophie? Well, it's her. She's 100. She's going to throw out the first pitch. And we go, yeah, that's a bad idea. This is what are you talking about? Well, a lot can go wrong, and she's clearly not steady on her feet. You probably don't want to do that. So he told us to fuck off, and then he brought her out on the field. And this went horribly. And to this day, when I see Mickey, I say, remember that time when you almost killed that old lady? A little bit more background here. The guy who's shooting the video is a guy by the name of Dante Alighieri, who he was on a reality show way back called Average Joe or some shit on Fox. And it was one of those reality shows where the people sign up and thinking that one thing's going to happen, but then something else happens and they all get embarrassed and it's terrible. That was him. He was on that show. So he will be the one who you hear when the bad thing happens. This is that moment.
Hold on, Sophie. Wait a second. It's really not you. Hold on, Sophie.
I can't even see us.
Hold on, Sophie. Wait a second. It's really not you. Hold on.
I just heard him.
Stay right there.
Also, very privileged to have a special guest with us today, celebrating. Michael Newell, you thought you had a special birthday. You're halfway to where Sophia is. Sophia is celebrating her 100th birthday at the moment. This is Sophia Ostapowicz.
They let her walk out on her own. Somebody needs to be with this lady. This is bad. Okay, this is Mickey. He's got the number 1 here of the 100. Actually, I take it back. He's got the zeros. Jarecki's got the 1.
All right, we're going to have a crowd rendition of Happy Birthday. We're going to have this whole crowd sing Happy Birthday to you, okay? I'm going to lead this. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sophia. Happy birthday to
This
you.
Dante guy cannot hold
Sophia Ostapowicz. Your first pitch is whatever you want to. 100 years old.
Nice. All right. But then,
Oh, Sophie fell. Oh, Sophie fell.
right on her fucking face.
Oh,
No, Sophie fell.
sure, right? You right, Sophie? You right, Sophie?
There's Mickey right here. He killed her. Now, she had sunglasses on, but the face plant knocked one of the lenses out. There was more to it, but I guess it just ran out. Oh, my God. That was the worst. That was so bad. Megan says, oh, shit, I thought dog days at the Whitecaps was the best. This wins. Yoda World says, you could see that they were more interested in capturing the PR than ensuring her welfare. Poor Sophie is right, Maureen. My God. Well, anyway. Happy for that veteran. 102 years old. That is outstanding. Okay. Moving on. Next topic. There was some hockey over the last 24 hours, but college hockey. Now, I don't really get into college hockey, but these highlights are fantastic and worth talking about. And the NCAA Hockey Championships, Cornell is taking on Michigan State. Winner advances. You lose, you're out. To start the game, the Cornell band is playing the Michigan State fight song. It says insane level of trolling.
Frozen 4 as we get a stoppage for a hand pass.
Yeah, a lot of opportunities. Ohio State doesn't have a chance anymore, but these two teams do, and they're going to bring it with everything they've got. Michigan State with...
Spartan fans are booing because they're playing
it's a terrific season in the Big
Michigan
Ten. They were
State
dominant from start to finish. You know, won the regular season, won the playoff in dramatic fashion at Mon Arena. Coach Nightingale's team.
Okay, so this is the
They
start of the
really
game.
have come a long way in 3 years to be a
fast
powerhouse
forward.
once again.
Took over a program.
And it's 3-3 in this game. Looks like it's going to overtime. Cornell wins a faceoff. 16 gets the puck. Now watch this guy over here on the side. He's just going to drift. And this defenseman here, or this forward that's supposed to be defending him, he doesn't do shit. And this guy just kind of like drifts off, and he's wide open. Watch this.
Cross ice to Major. Major, refeed, shot, score! Cornell takes the lead!
This goalie is like, you asshole. How could you have left it
Took
so
over a
far
program.
open?
Cross ice to Major. Major, refeed, shot, score! Cornell takes the lead!
I think I'd like college hockey. It's better than the hockey that I've been watching lately at Van Andel Arena. All right, one more. UMass scores 3 goals in the third period against Minnesota. And then it's in overtime.
Chesley for the Gophers.
Watch this.
And he gets tripped up
Here,
at
look
center
at
ice.
it.
Chesley
When
for
you
the
see
Gophers.
this guy come in with the puck, white jersey is Minnesota, he just fucking falls. And everybody thinks that UMass should be called for a trip.
And he gets tripped up at center ice. No call. And
So the Minnesota fans
will
are
throw their hands up.
bitching. Meanwhile, while they're bitching, UMass gets the puck, and they've got a 3-on-2, and watch this in
Into the
overtime.
air. Don's Leschmilis moving in. On a backhand, Leschmilis score! And UMass has stunned Minnesota in overtime.
Fuck. So you got UMass and Cornell.
Chesley.
That's terrific. All right. I don't normally break down sports like that, but those last-minute things are just fantastic to me. love that. Lame ass ESPN, Cole says, had on the screen in overtime sudden victory instead of sudden death. Oh, they don't call it sudden death anymore because sudden death is the word death? Yeah, that just doesn't work. It is sudden death. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's Disney, you know? All right. Thank you to Chris for just subscribing for another month. You're a good man. As always, thank you to the sponsors. I want to thank my friends over at My Policy Shop Insurance. That is the immortal Frank Fuss. You go to buyinsurancehere.com if you want to sign up. If you need help filling out the form for, of course, healthcare.gov, that's not the easiest thing to do. Frank's services are free and good from anywhere in the U.S. So reach out at buyinsurancehere.com, fill out your information, and Frank will take care of you and get you started on getting a healthcare policy for, let's say, if you have a scenario where you just lost your job. Perhaps you're in between jobs. Or perhaps you are a self-employed person. You own your own business. That's who takes advantage of healthcare.gov. Go to buyinsurancehere.com. That is buyinsurancehere.com. Adam Kasari, 616-914-4061. He is the realtor of choice on the Eric Zane Show podcast. If you are in West Michigan, you need to reach out to Adam and see how he can help you, either buying or selling your home. 616-914-4061. Adam is fantastic, and he can help you get into your home today. Reach out, 616-914-4061. Adam is also a limited late model race car driver. And I am going to be, my logo is going to be on his car this year, and I want to share that with you so you can see what it looks like. He just got the, he's getting, he has the car, and then every year he has various sponsors that he puts on it. And your old pal EZ is one of them. Now, what you're seeing is going to look like it's upside down, but it's not. All right. When you are in this grandstand at Berlin, this will not be upside down. This is the front of the car. This is the back of the car. Number 9K, Adam Kasari. You're like, why 9K? And I don't remember why he's number 9K, but he is number 9K. That's all you need to know. And he's partnered with Kids Food Basket. They are a tremendous sponsor of his race team. And all of these other great sponsors are part of his race team as well. So the side of the car looks like that. And then One Touch Roofing, LLC, is on the hood. And then your old pal EZ is on the top. So that's awesome. When we go to Berlin Raceway, you'll be cheering on the number 9K limited late model hot rod of one Adam Kasari. So that'll be fun. Megan says, well, hopefully it won't be upside down. No, it's not. It's not. When you're sitting there in the stands, it'll be right side up. Excuse me. Starman says Dragon Ball Z 9K is a joke from that series. I don't know. It might be. Branjo says, I just gave a realtor orientation and told them how to pronounce realtor. Just 2 syllables. For the longest time, I thought it was realtor. But you're right. It's realtor. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 38% away from a hype train. And as usual, we don't know what that means. It's nothing. But if anybody gives bits like Molly or subscribes or gifts a subscription to anyone, we will be that much closer to a level 1 hype train, which allows us to simply just say we have a level 1 hype train. And we have 1 minute to do it on my mark. All right. Let's move on. Do you remember the lady who, I shouldn't say lady, the skank, the story about the chick who made the kids wear the scream mask, the children, like 13, 12-year-old little boys? And she made like the whole class of little boys wear the scream mask and take her to Pound Town. Brittany Fortenberry is her name, from Indiana. We talked about her. She is charged with sexually abusing children by having a gangbang with them and making them wear the scream mask. She's been ordered to stay the hell away from the alleged victims in her case. I'm surprised that they would have to tell her that. I guess she bonded out. She is prohibited from having any direct or indirect contact with the little boys involved in the case, and she cannot go to the home of the school or the work. If she sees any of them in public, she's ordered to stay at least 1,000 feet away. The court also issued an order prohibiting Brittany from having any direct or indirect contact with any of the victims. She cannot have any guns, weapons, or ammunition in her possession. Various comments. There are plenty of guys her own age that would have put that mask on for her and brought a couple of buddies from the bar. Why would you ruin children like that? Exactly. I don't think she's into older dudes. I think she's just into kids. This person wrote, pity she couldn't put that energy into her teaching skills. And then this one, besides the fact that she is absolutely vile, I cannot understand people posting pics online with their dirty, nasty bedrooms in the background. Also in the docs, police say one of Fortenberry's alleged victims told cops she had a drawer full of sex toys. Well, that's no big deal. Police say that the student told them it looked like Brittany had a stripper pole in the middle of the bedroom where she would allegedly molest her victims. Isn't Brittany described as a stripper name? I've heard people say that. I don't feel that way. I know a Brittany who's a fantastic individual. Brittany has posed for a couple different mug shots since her arrest, but TMZ has obtained a bunch of salacious, how do you say that? Salacious photos that she posted on social media before her bust. Cops said she would communicate with the students on Snapchat, sending them nudes and other suggestive photos and sexual requests. She is still in jail. So she can't do it. She can't contact anybody. She's still in jail. I thought she bonded out. Mugshot. She's not happy. Whoops. What the fuck is going on here? Mugshot. Oh, that's rough. Here's some of the images, though. Wow, this is a nasty, nasty bitch. Now, look, there is a market for this. Like if she were just a normal woman looking for healthy adult men or women to have sex with, this wouldn't be gross to me. All right? She's fluffy to some degree, but, I mean, whatever. I'm not going to shame her over this. But it's just it's the business of, it's the kids that makes it gross. She looks cute there. She looks cute there, but it's a little bit revealing, a little bit too much on top. She can wear that out to the club, I think. She's cute there. She's a face changer. Because those mug shots, I mean, that's her without makeup. That's a rough look. A party girl, okay. Fun. I think that's fun. Like, I'm looking at these to the context of she's not having sex with 11 and 12-year-old boys wearing scream masks. Okay. I could see this being like a good OnlyFans picture. For people who are into that. I am not, but there are a lot of people. Okay. Reasonably cute. She's aggressive. No doubt about it. Large boobies. Cute, I guess. Really cute here. She's super cute in this picture. Okay. All right. Not that cute to me. Just me. Just my opinion. Kind of fucked up. No, I don't like this one, but a lot of people would. That hair straightener, I have that exact same hair straightener. That's the hair straightener I use. That just looks abnormal. Those boobs are so big, it looks ridiculous. All right, not that cute. Looks like she's been drinking all day. Her boobs are cute. Her boobs are so big, they can't be contained. Those are humongous. These look like Amanda's boobies. Amanda's got big boobs. Cute, but it's gone through a filter here. She looks silly. Oh, my God. All right. Not too much makeup. Whatever. Cute. But again, boobs are too big. But a lot of people like that. This place is a mess. You're right. You got to clean the joint up if you're going to take a picture. If you're going to take all this time to make your hair look that nice and put on that nice dress, you can't have all this shit in the room. All right. She clearly likes to have sex with a lot of people. There's no question. Oh, my God. Her boobs are just hanging out. Jesus, why even have a top on? All right. Megan says all these pictures all have dirty rooms or dirty mirrors. We need to get Eric Zane to make a channel. Redeem then. I don't know what that means. So all people that like kids use the same hair straightener. That's a great joke there. All right. That's an outstanding joke. Yeah, I didn't even think about that I'm using the same hair straightener as the woman accused of being a child molester. So now you can make the leap that all people that like kids use the same hair straightener. Now, I do not like kids, but you assholes have been perpetuating that nonsense for a long, long time. That is so dumb. Cole says, yeah, she is a face changer, but the big jugs can help you get past that. Mediocrity Dave is being totally honest. He says, I would not say no. David says, nice cans. Cole says she's way too young for you, Easy. This is true. Dave also adds, if these photos are sequential, you can tell when she started doing Oxy. Yoda World says, what's going on back there? Looks like an Amazon warehouse. Outstanding. All right. So this is going to be a long, hard road. I'm oftentimes, this whole dynamic since the internet, since cell phones, of people destroying their lives, I think has led to a lot of them being busted. You know, more often than not, if you're communicating with a young person online, there's a fairly high chance that you're talking to a cop. But that doesn't stop these people. One of the most recent incidents that took place was the assistant coach from Michigan, who it appears he just got into coaching to be able to get access to sensitive information. I mean, this is so skeezy. It's not anyone who's under 18, at least as far as the indictment indicates. But that assistant coach from Michigan, who during the season with Harbaugh, his office got raided, and then he was fired, and everyone's like, oh, is he involved in the Connor Stallions thing? No, he wasn't at all. Had nothing to do with it. He was, through his avenues that he had through being a coach, was somehow able to handpick various female athletes throughout the country in different athletic programs at different schools and weasel his way in to their iCloud accounts and shit like that and personal images just to see if they had any stuff on their personal clouds of them naked, or maybe like personal videos that they shoot with a significant other or someone that they're with. And so he finally got busted for that. This guy is just fucked up. And so he's obviously a skilled person at coaching football because he was working with the Baltimore Ravens for years. Then he joins Michigan's team. Then his office gets raided. Then they spend the time reviewing what they gathered in the raid, only to hand down an indictment about a week and a half ago, finally making the arrest. So it took that long, which, by the way, since he got fired from Michigan, despite the office raid and despite the looming potential grand jury indictment, two NFL teams hired him to be a coaching consultant. So all this time, while this fucker was awaiting an indictment on all of this nonsense, which is going to put him away for a long, long time, there were two other NFL teams, I forget who they were, who actually said, you know what, there's a lot of upside to having this guy around. Let's bring him in and hey, what do you think about the offense? Oh, no. And one of them said, if you are arrested, like they knew this shit was going on. If you happen to get arrested, you're out. My God. What a fucking shit show that is. Sports, it never ceases to amaze me how much people who are involved in sporting positions, either a player or a coach, get away with. Can you imagine if I was still working in radio and I did the same exact thing, and they raided my place? I said, all right, yeah, we just raided it. We got all your shit. It's going to take us a year or so to come up with if there's anything on you. Oh, yeah, no problem. I'm just going to go work for the radio station. I'd be fucking fired. Chris says, if you're good at what you do, the NFL doesn't care. Oh, without a doubt. All right. Speaking of which, there is closer to home another teacher who is no longer a teacher. He was at Grand Rapids Catholic Central High School. And he has just been sentenced in a sexual assault case on a teenage boy. Now, whenever you hear a story like this, and you have Already the information that is important. A teacher convicted, going to prison, of being a pedophile. It doesn't matter what the picture of the offender looks like. No matter what they look like, your brain goes, that looks like a pedophile. It's remarkable. I have never, ever seen a picture of a pedophile. Like if in the next, whatever, how many times we cover stories about pedophiles. You will never look at a picture and say, you know, he doesn't really look like a pedophile. He looks like a pedophile. Some people, like Stu McAllister, like there is not a headline that says Dippin' Dots delivery man convicted of sexually assaulting a child. There is not that headline. But if I saw Stu, I'm like, well, that's a pedophile. Hell, you all thinking about me, you sick bastards. Stevie says the pedo talk is frequent around here, almost daily, I'd say. Yeah, and that's not my fault. It's these dumb bastards who keep saying horrible things about me, and these animals in the news, like that chick with the scream mask, and now this guy. Now tell me, when you see this face, absolutely, right? I mean, that's the guy. Holy shit. That is the face of a pedophile. Wow. Can you imagine looking like that? White, fat, ugly, gumpy guy going away to the joint for years. This guy is going to, and he's a child molester. He's going to get the shit kicked out of him. I mean, honestly, if I was into kids and I'm not, I would do everything I could to not molest children. Okay? If I was a pedophile, I would only look at, like, I would watch Barney or some shit or download child porno. I would not touch a child. Audience members are like, there he is talking about more pedophile shit. Dave says, pedo jokes about EZ are only funny because we know he's not a pedo. Aram says, to be fair, Eric was the first person to bring creepy pop into the podcast. I did not, asshole. Hold on. Before I talk about this guy, I got to address that. I didn't do that. I simply told you what these kids call me. Hey, Mr. Pop. I didn't do that. I thought it was cute, and I told the story of what I didn't say, hey, you got to call me Mr. Pop. Come and swim in my pool. I didn't do any of that shit, you fucking idiot. Tyler says, why are pedophiles always teachers, coaches, or some school employee, or Boy Scout leader, or religious leader, or someone? And that's a great question, because people have asked that many times. That, is it the chicken or the egg? Did they go into those lines of work and then became interested in children? Camp counselor, that's another one. I can raise my hand on that one. Or did they go into that line of work to be close to children? That is a great question. I believe the latter. That they actually say, this is a perfect place for me to do the devil's work. Cole says, or a radio host. Piano Finger Banger says, it sounds like something a pedo would say. All right, so this is the latest dirtbag. This guy right here, you can see him. By the way, if you're listening to the audio podcast, I know you want to see what this fucking gumpy loser looks like. You must click on the link in the show notes to this story, and then you will see yourself. exactly what this guy's all about. But you're right. Before I get to this guy, and there's not a lot about this guy, I'll just get to it now. His name is Nicholas Young. He's only 27. Facing multiple counts of third-degree criminal sexual conduct. I don't know what that means. Involving a student. He entered a plea to a reduced charge. I always hate that, of attempted criminal sexual conduct. I would love to pick the brain of a prosecutor. There might be a reason why that makes sense. But why do you do that? That would be Chris Becker. Why do you accept pleas like that? Why do you offer pleas like that? Why don't you prosecute to the fullest extent of the law? I mean, I understand time and cost, but of all the things that we've learned is that these animals, they don't learn. So in what is going to be a relatively short amount of time, this son of a bitch is going to be out ready to molest more children. Why don't we increase the amount of time in prison? And with a little luck, he will die in prison, be murdered, and then we don't have to worry about it anymore. Who gives a shit? It's a pedophile. Grand Rapids police were contacted about the sexual misconduct allegations last year. Young was fired from Grand Rapids Catholic Central High School in 2022. Like, yeah, hey, this is a upstanding Catholic high school. We don't like teachers molesting kids, okay? In 2022, after being charged, actually, he was fired for providing alcohol to minors. I don't know if that happened at the same time that the sexual assault took place. Here's the sentence. 333 days in jail and 5 years of probation. He also was subject to electronic monitoring. Slap on the wrist, in my opinion. Rape a child, die. Sorry, that's the way it goes. If we're going to be tough on people dealing drugs in this country that are here illegally, we should be harder on these types of animals, not offer plea agreements. That's embarrassing. Chris says, easy conviction without a trial. It looks good for them. Yoda Whirl adds, guaranteed verdict versus possibility they could get off somehow would be my guess. Rebecca says there should never be an option to plea down for pedos. Throw the book at their faces. I'll never forget where I was when I turned on the news and I saw that on the local TV station, Wood TV 8, a family friend's face, an educator, with allegations. Uh-oh. What the fuck? Immediately call Pooh Bear. She says, whatever you do, don't speak of this to anyone. I'm like, come on! She says, no, don't. This ended up going the route of it was a whistleblower. It was during Me Too. The story I recall is the person that was abused, the child, had a daughter in a class and the same teacher. And then the abused realized, oh no, this guy is still out in the wild. And that was a nightmare scenario. And it turned out that there were no charges. But that was the end of the teaching career. Chris says, remember John Ballio? Oh, that's one of my favorites. Oh. John Ballio was on the radio here in Grand Rapids on the Christian radio station. And I don't remember exactly about it, but there's a lot of articles that exist on John Ballio, Balyo. He got 40 years in federal prison. This was a wolf in sheep's clothing, double life, the worst of the worst. My God. And I'll never forget it. All I can recall from the story is, and that's pretty much he was abusing a kid, and he would go on the radio every day and read Bible verses on the local Christian station. And I'll never forget when he was arrested, they made a big deal out of it, and the Facebook page, they made a statement on the radio station Facebook page, and it basically said, we are aware of this, that, and the other thing, this, that, and the other thing. And then someone wrote thoughts and prayers, but they actually meant it. Like, we're thinking about you. And they said, we're praying for you, which I guess is all right. And that kind of, tracks. But then everybody else started, I'll never forget it. Everybody wrote thoughts and prayers all the way down, but they were like legit saying that. And nowhere did anybody say, how could this possibly be? How is this? There was no one that was actually incredulous and flabbergasted with what had happened with John Ballio. And he had wandered off to a Christian music concert up north across the hard living line. And the authorities had decided that they were going to take him down, and they decided to do it when he was on the stage doing the stage announcements. So he gets on stage, and there's video of this somewhere, of him saying, let us pray. Dear Jesus, pray that, the usual shit that you hear in a prayer. I don't want to try to do that. And then all of a sudden, either side of the stage, like all these agencies are surrounding, and he's like, what the fuck? And they cuff him. They put his hands behind his back, and everyone's like, oh, no, what's going on? Oh, my God. And he starts crying. It was fantastic. And they realized that they had made a big impact. That's what you do, I mean, if you really want to put child molesters on blast, and let's be honest here, at a Christian music concert, most statistics show that if you have 5,000 people at a Christian music concert, roughly 70 to 85% of the people in the audience have molested children. It's a statistical fact. So that's why they did that. Haul his ass away, and that's the end of him. 40-year jail sentence. So they did not accept a plea. Maybe they did accept a plea. I don't know. I mean, the rest of the details are pretty heinous. I'll include a link to it in the show notes. Chris says, dude had mannequins in handcuffs and shit in his storage unit. He was a serial killer waiting to happen. Oh, you're right. I forgot about the storage unit. All sorts of weird shit in there. My God. If he became a serial killer, I mean, it's bad enough that he was a child molester and a Christian radio host, a morning radio host. Chris says he was paying for trafficked kids. So terrible. It would have been even more incredible if he was a serial killer and a morning radio host. We were glad, because we were fighting it out for rating supremacy with Ballio. We were doing our thing and trying to kick some ass. And we had overtaken B93, but we still had to take out the Jesus radio station. We knew that our show was better to listen to than Jesus. All right? I mean, I love Jesus, but if you put Jesus on the radio and you put him up against me, there is no fucking way that he's going to beat me. Okay? My show would be a hell of a lot more prepared. It would be funnier. It would be more interesting. I'm not losing to anybody in morning radio. Okay? Now, this is after I lost badly in morning radio on WBBL, but I would like to think that if you put me up against anybody, I could take him out. And that was evidenced when we thoroughly handed Jesus' ass in morning radio. He might be great at saving souls and loving people and curing sick people and bringing eyesight to the blind and walking on water and one fish into 8,000 and all that other shit, water into wine. I said that. But morning radio, you're not going to win that fight. So we were happy when Ballio was out because he was a tough cookie. You know, people were believing him. And he had outstanding ratings. So all the stars aligned for us when we started doing morning radio in Grand Rapids. Howard left radio. We didn't have to compete with Howard Stern. We got more affiliates because of it. Opie and Anthony left. We got more affiliates because of it. Jesus left Morning Drive in Grand Rapids. We won. Jesus was like, you guys are right. I'm going to let you be the kings of radio in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It was a good time, to be sure. Great days. Those were great days. I look back fondly on those days. All right. All right, where am I? I don't even know. Thank you to Tag Accounting. Tax day is coming up on April 15th. 616-301-9516 for anything tax related. You can have your taxes done from anywhere in the U.S. just by calling that number, 616-301-9516. An actual person will pick it up. Say, Easy sent me. I live in Florida. I want Troy to do my taxes. Okay. You'll upload your documentation, your tax forms, whatever, your stuff you get back from the government, showing how much money you earned, how much taxes you paid. What's that called? A W-2? You'll upload the W-2 on the online portal. You'll get a date and time that your taxes are going to be done, and that's it. You'll probably have to upload last year's return too, or send it to him via email, just so he can get a baseline on you. And then your taxes get done. You'll pay about what you normally pay, or maybe a little less, and you'll have no stress. Next thing you know, your money's back in your account, or sent to you in your account on your tax return. Hopefully you get a return, a tax refund, I should say, and you are good to go. 616-301-9516. Be thinking of an asshole of the day from today. I don't know what the hell we just talked about. The Duke of the Dabbleverse was your asshole of the day yesterday. The Grand Rapids Gold have won. Count them, one more game. Count it, one more game. Saturday at Van Andel Arena. Get your tickets at NBAGrandRapids.com, and then it is another year in the books for the Grand Rapids Gold. They will not make the playoffs. But it's a good time out there, and we're giving everything away. I mean, not like the rims and the basketballs, but all of the promotional material that we give away every year, we're going to be giving it all away at this game. So I'm guessing everybody goes home with a prize. Go to NBAGrandRapids.com for tickets. Mediocrity Dave says Nicholas Young, asshole of the day. Who is that? Is that the pedophile? Yeah, it is. How do you remember it, but I can't? All right. Fair enough. The asshole of the day is brought to you by TC Paintball. Visit them at TC Paintball gr.com. There you go. Nick Young's your asshole of the day. And that is my time. The Patreon bonus podcast will be happening a little later on. You might want to check that out if you want more podcasting from your old pal EZ. Thank you, as always, for being here on this fine Friday edition of the show. Once again, you've all made it very special. Talk to you later, and bye-bye.